A very great evening to everyone. Let's do some forecasting. We can look at Forex Factory. Pretty much interesting for me is the FOMC on Wednesday. That is 9 p.m. in my time frame. DXY. I have been missing out a lot on DXY, but I feel like the area that we've reached for DXY, we can be expecting a very strong rejection from, and we just don't know. But here are the analysis. So if you look at the monthly time frame, we are in this candlestick, or rather this POI, let me put it as such, that became a reaction from this demand area. So prices reacted from this demand area. I'll try and mark it orange for visibility. So prices reacted from here and then further continued to break this low. So it becomes a very important point of interest. And with that said, we are reaching that area. In many ways, we can expect a strong rejection. I'll just jump into price action that we can all relate to, perhaps 4 hour, to make more sense of it. I don't personally trade DXY, but just use it as an indicator for where the dollar is going. So we are on a daily demand and we have rejected strongly from it. So I've shared this forecast on Telegram. We are at least expecting price to continue bearish, but before it does so, we can expect it to reject from any of these POIs, this one or this area here. You forgive me, I don't have my mouse width. But also this one can cause a reaction, honestly. Perhaps react to a specific area before continuing up, or the reaction that can ultimately lead to a continuation lower. But as for this week, this is my analysis. Rejection from the daily demand to an equilibrium point of interest on the 4 hour for continuation bearish. So meaning we'll be expecting a strong dollar following a weak one. With that said, let us look at EU. There you go. We're on EU. We can check weekly. We have broken internal structure. Weekly has changed character, and we are aiming for the equilibrium and also the supply area. However, we said we're expecting a strong USD before we can receive a weak USD. So a strong USD will assist us to pull back to this demand area before we get a weak USD that can assist us to reaching those supply areas. So yeah, pretty much broken above, retracing to this area, and this is the target. And 4 hour, let's see what we are up against for this week. Can't wait for FOMC, honestly. I'll be really keeping an eye. I'll try and share my analysis before the session starts and also when the session ends. The 4 hour range is quite large, that being the buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity, and we can check where our equilibrium is. We can remove the daily zones just for clarity. So we've already shifted structure. Sorry about that. We've shifted bearish, so any pullback to any point of interest can be a sell position for us to continue lower, as we're expecting strong bullish movement for this week. However, we have these equal highs, so it could be that this demand can push price to take those equal highs before it continues lower, or ultimately continue breaking up. So where do we put our focus? Our focus could be right here, right now. We're in this POI. If there is any setup confirming a bullish move, I wouldn't hesitate. I'll put my retirement fund and everything that I have to continue trading the move going up. If not, if there isn't any setup, yes, the expectation is that price at least retraces to this point of interest, where we'll probably also be waiting for the same setup, continuing bullish. So I don't know where price will be by Wednesday, but wherever it will be, these are the expectations that we have for EU. So maybe let's go 15 and see if there's any setup. Currently no, there's nothing. We're still in a range, and we are at the end of the New York session, so there's generally nothing to expect from now other than just a ranging price action. Probably they will take the high and then take the low and close the session. Either way they would want to do it, it's okay with us. We'll be waiting for price action during London tomorrow, where we will be catching the move on the 4-hour with the forecast of retracing back to any point of interest by any. Let me just highlight them for clarity. This could be the first one, and for me also, if price would just grab these highs, an aggressive grab of the highs. If FOMC would be the one that does that aggressive grab of the highs, that would be perfect. I mean, they love doing that before we continue going lower. There you go. This is by no means a financial advice. It's just to assist in analyzing. And you can use some of the data as support for your analysis on your site. For SMC, Smart Money Concepts purposes. AU, these ones, I've shared something about correlation on Telegram. Correlation actually means that there are pairs that are actually moving in the same way, or rather following each other, or even creating the same pattern. It could be that one of the currencies are stronger compared to the other currencies, like for example EU and AU. We all know that the USD is the stronger currency. So in essence, wherever it goes, all the other currencies, they have to follow suit. So in general, what I'm trying to say is that should what we have analyzed be a sell on EU, we can expect a sell also on AU. Or rather, you'd find that price has already advanced further from AU compared to EU, and we have perhaps mitigated this area, and we are showing signs of going bullish, while perhaps EU is in a range or something. We can use that as a signal to say, oh, we can expect EU to also at some point go bullish because AU has done so. Hope I'm not confusing anyone. If there's any confusion, I can do a video on correlation. But if you're trading one of the same pairs that share one currency, it's obviously going to be a correlation experience. More so pairs that are sharing the dollar. So yeah. Alright, enough said. Same expectations here. We are in the POI, and price will generally give us a buy setup. And again, as I've mentioned, we do have liquidity areas here. I'm not sure if FOMC will be the one that grabs this liquidity before we continue lower. If that's the case, I will have my school fees money there, I will have my salary there, I will have my all my retirement funds there, with probably 100 lots, figuratively so. But nonetheless, there you go, guys. That's what we are looking for. Please check my Instagram for free analysis. So these analysis will help you as we do forecasting, midweek reviews, and also at some point we need to start reviewing the whole week. Maybe later on in life we can even do back testing for those who may need to understand how you can back test smart money concepts. Thank you, everybody. Cheers. Have a lovely evening.